The former secretary to the Ministry of Education took an important decision which affects more than 1/6 of the schools that fall under his direct purview. This decision was to issue a gazette notification calling for applications to fill the position of principal at 68 national schools. When the new Education Secretary took office, the Public Service Commission had already made several appointments to the position of principal at a few of the 68 national schools in accordance with the marks of the interviews that were provided to the Commission by the Ministry of Education. When the new principal of the Meepawala Amarasurya Vidyalaya in Gaul, a grade 1 member of the Sri Lanka Principal Service, arrived at the school on the 10th and 11th of July to take up his position in accordance with the appointment, he was forced to turn back and return home due to the insistence of the official who is acting as principal to continue to hold on to the position and the actions which unfolded in support of this official's stance. A similar drama unfolded at this school 3 years ago when a new principal was appointed. A group of parents of students at the Vembadi Girls High School in Jaffna engaged in a demonstration today to protest the acting principal's rejection of the appointment of a new principal, an appointment which took place on the 31st of May but is yet to be implemented. Incidentally, this acting principal has also disregarded a letter from the Presidential Secretariat seeking to enforce the appointment. Although the Public Service Commission also called on the Superintendent of Police in Gaul to assist the principal they had appointed on the 31st of May to the Vidyaloka Vidyalaya in Gaul, this appointment too is yet to take effect. While the Ministry of Education remains deaf and blind to the impunity and ad hoc behavior of officials at these three schools, the situation the ministry has created around the Visakha Girls School in Bandarwala is hilarious. What the ministry has done in this case is that they have granted the principal of the school, appointed by the Public Services Commission on the 16th of June, the opportunity to come up to the entrance of the school. The acting principal, who was not appointed to the position, sends official documents to the appointed principal for her signature via an office assistant. The appointed principal spends her time in this manner until the last bell rings for the day. Doesn't this disrespect for the rule of law, which is rampant in the north, south and centre of the country, represent a sheer lack of good governance? Senior Minister for Good Governance and Infrastructure Development, this one is over to you.
On to sports news now. The second day of the 125th Amateur Golf Championship got underway at the Royal Colombo Golf Club today. The 125th Amateur Golf Championship is the second oldest amateur golf championship in the world.
N. Thangaraja took the lead in the morning's preliminary rounds, having scored a 67. Bangladeshi Dulail Hussain, who scored 70, was in second place. Meanwhile, in the international team event, the Sri Lanka B team of M. Arumugam and GP Sisarakumara maintained their lead from day one to win the Palakimeri Trophy, with the Sri Lanka A team of N. Thangaraja and N. Ranga winning second place.
On to some tennis news now. Persistent rain forced US Open officials to abandon play early yesterday with just 2 matches going the distance. David Ferrer of Spain and Victoria Azarenka of Belarus booked their places in the semi-finals after winning their respective games yesterday.
Only 2 of the 6 scheduled single matches were completed on the 9th day of competition as heavy showers interrupted play on 4 separate occasions. 4th-seeded David Ferrer of Spain beat France's Richard Gasquet 7-5, 7-6, 6-4 in a rain-delayed match that spanned nearly 8 hours yesterday to reach the quarterfinals of the US Open. Ferrer will meet either 8th seed Janko Tipsarevic of Serbia or 19th-seeded German Philipp Kohlschreiber in the quarterfinals. In the other completed game of the day, Belarusian Victoria Azarenka survived a ferocious comeback from defending champion Samantha Stosur to reach the US Open semi-finals and ensure she remains world number 1 following the year's last Grand Slam. The pair, two of the biggest hitters in women's tennis, traded blows for nearly 2.5 hours in a match of unrelenting tensions on a blustery Arthur Ashe Stadium centre court before Azarenka triumphed 6-1, 4-6, 7-6. The 7th seed won the second set, then recovered from a breakdown in the third to draw level and force a deciding tie-break, which Azarenka won 7-5 after blowing a 4-love lead. Azarenka will play either Russia's Maria Sharapova or France's Marion Bartoli in Friday's semi-finals. Defending champion Novak Djokovic and home favourite Andy Roddick's games have been postponed, with Djokovic leading 2-love in the first against Switzerland's Stanislas Wawrinka and Andy Roddick winning 1-love in the first set tiebreak against Argentine Juan Martin Del Potro.
USA and Germany advanced to the final of the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup after strong performances against Nigeria and Japan.
USA struck 2 goals in both halves as they downed a resilient Nigerian outfit to make it to the finals of the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup. Morgan Bryan headed home from a brilliant long ball in the 22nd minute and Kelia Ohai struck an excellent solo effort in the 70th minute. Nigeria wasted 2 excellent chances in the first half as Brian Hebelin saw her shot from close range drift agonizingly wide. Later, Desire Operanosi's goal from the edge of the box was chalked off due to being marginally offside. Confidence was high among Japan fans going into the game. However, it took the Germans just 20 minutes to end the home team's hope of victory. Receiving the ball in midfield, Jennifer Marozan shook off the attention of 2 Japanese players and played an inch-perfect pass into the path of Leopolds, who was lurking on the edge of the box. The midfielder slotted home past the advancing Saikiko Ikeda to give the Germans an early 1-0 lead. Jennifer then added the second in the 13th minute as she capitalized on some slack defending by the Japanese to lob the ball over Ikeda. Lena Lutsen completed the route in the 19th minute as she drilled a header goalwards from an excellent corner kick, making the score 3-0. The finals will take place on the 8th of September at the National Olympic Stadium in Tokyo.
Before we wrap up tonight, we turn our attention to a new video released on BarackObama.com.
The President of the United States is due to accept his party's nomination tomorrow.
And Obama has called on 2 unlikely heroes to make tomorrow a success. I'm Shane Silva.
And I'm Arundhati Mudan Naik. Thank you very much for joining us. Enjoy the visuals.
Hey, this is Barack. Listen, I need to know if you're on board. Okay, good. Because I'm counting on you. Everybody is. We have to get this right. So there's a lot at stake here. Just remember that I'm trusting you on this, and I'll see you there.
Dude, who was that? Sounded intense.
The president.
Sweet.